Hi, everybody. Welcome to my channel. This is Nate, and welcome, Shari. How are
Hi,
you?
everybody. I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. Um, what's new with you? What's new on your channel? What's happening?
Uh,
Getting closer and closer to the 10K?
I'm getting closer. You know how it comes in stops and starts. It's like suddenly you'll get a bunch, and then you just kind of sit in that one little space for the longest time. You're like, oh, come on, man, let's. Um, I'm kind of in that sitting phase right now, and then I'll get a little burst of people, and then I'll just sit for a little while. It's like, y'all making me crazy. Um,
Well,
but
that means like if you're watching this video, please make sure you're subscribed to
please,
Shari.
please, please.
Oh, that's another burst.
Um, and I have a new intro for my channel
Oh,
that was made for me, um, and
I
gifted
love
to
that.
me by someone who knows what they're doing when it
Wow.
comes to that stuff. The only issue we ran into is the music has copyright on it,
Oh,
and we didn't realize it, but it's not a copyright strike. It just means it's a copyright share. So it's available to use, but you have to share whatever money you make off of that
oh,
music with whoever owns it. So I'm like, okay, whatever. And
that
I'm
works.
like,
Yes.
you know what, that's pennies, it's
Yes.
okay, fine. I can let go of a few pennies. And then we'll just work on when he comes back from Europe. He's off in Europe for a couple of months. So when he comes back, then we'll sit down and go through and see if we can find some other music that'll work that won't cost me any money. That's free to use because it's out there. And I'm playing with different ideas of what kind of music to put to it. But I was really, really just floored that he made that for me
Yeah.
and just, as a thank you
Yeah.
uh to me. And then just it was like, wow. I mean, that's something you paid somebody pretty penny to have them make up something like that. It's because it's a video and it's in the swamp and it goes,
Oh, I
you
love
start in the
that.
daytime and then it coalesces until you're there in the nighttime. And it's like, it's really cool the way he did it. Um,
Oh, and so we
so,
can
uh,
see that on your shows.
yeah, the
Okay,
last
I'll make
couple of
sure to
shows,
watch.
I've got it as my intro. So,
Oh, I'll
and
make
so far everybody's like, oh, I love it. And I'm like, oh, good.
good. And
Because
what
you don't want to do one, and then everybody's like, "That really? You're going to use that?" You don't want that response.
and talking about shows, what shows do you have coming up, Sherry?
Well, this afternoon I have Diana Bowles, oil painter, and Valerie Crenshaw, illumination portal. Two wonderful, wonderful ladies who are super psychic, empathic, astrological ladies who just sweet as can be. They're going to come on. We're going to do a live show, and I don't know what we're going to talk about. Whatever they're in the mood to talk about. I'm just happy that they got some time for
Yes.
me. So, and then the slumber party tonight at 10 o'clock Central, and um, and then next week, I don't know. I've got a few things lined up next week, but I don't think anything like super duper major. Yeah, I've got I'll be a guest on Danny Shay's channel
Okay.
next Friday on the 19th. He emailed me. He says, "You want to do another collab?" And I'm like, "Absolutely." He's like, "We'll do it on my channel." I'm like, "Yeah." So I don't know if we're gonna do it live or if we're gonna do it pre-recorded. I don't care. Either way works.
Yeah.
Um, and then uh and of course your class is next weekend. Your
Yes.
playing cards class, which I'll be at. And then I have a members meeting next week. So members meeting and a members live stream both. So
Awesome.
that'll be fun. I like to
I
do those.
Great. I do have tomorrow the third episode of Meet the Psychic Press. We're on episode 3 with 3 new people,
Oh,
members,
awesome. I
subscribers
love
who
that.
are, yes. It's been really fun. So next episode will be published tomorrow with exciting new press members. Will be asking questions. Then tomorrow, my usual 5 p.m. Eastern questions, like personal questions. And yes, next Saturday, thank you for mentioning it, the playing cards class, which is
Yeah.
preparing the material. And my God, like it is so, I don't want to say easy, but compared to Tarot, compared to other system, it is actually very easy to use. I welcome all beginners. If you've done some Tarot before, it's like so, I have all like a bunch of tips how to go from Tarot to playing cards like in no time. And
Yeah.
yep.
The lady that Angela Cartomancy Mesquite is her channel name. Her name is Angela. She was the one that gave me my first set of cards and said, "You're supposed to be reading cards." And I'm like, "Oh, I don't have cards." And she's like, "Give me your address. I'm sending you cards." And so she did a thing of what last year where she was going through and showing people how to do a reading with playing
Cards.
cards. And so I have two decks of playing cards that she sent me, one with like her notes on each card, and
Oh,
then the other one blank that I can make notes how I
oh,
want to make notes on them. So
I love that.
I'm like, oh, that's cool. So I'll be pulling those out and using them.
I
But
will
that'll be
probably be
fun.
using mine for this reading, not just those, but I have a bunch of other cards. But I want to make sure for this reading today, I use some of it to
Oh
integrate
yeah.
as we. So the class is next Saturday, 2 p.m. Eastern, but it's also pre-recorded. So for people who are not live for the class, they still get the 2 hours.
Right.
And with
Right.
this class, you get, you know, like
You always
hey,
provide stuff to go with it.
a lot of
So
material to go with it. You know
yeah.
me by now. So today we wanted to do a deep dive. There were so many topics to talk about, but a topic that we both have not seen really started is Trump's visit to the UK. To
Yeah.
It's an official visit. It will be going with Melania Tuesday to Thursday, and there's a lot of questions that are coming through with this visit, including his health, the king's health. What is Melania doing? There's some protests that are organized in London. We have to look at that and kind of the dynamic around everything. So it's kind of an interesting topic because we're going to touch on like a lot of stuff that are not US domestic, but more Trump, a lot of Trump and a little bit of the UK. So the first thing is kind of that photo that a lot of us came across with his face being like
Yeah, that was
completely
the 9/11 event that
different.
he went to Thursday morning, the one at the
Okay.
Pentagon. That's where he was at.
And it really looked like from not being a
Yeah,
health professional, it felt really like a stroke.
yeah. And that's my first thought when I saw it. And I didn't see the picture. I saw the video they were showing
Okay.
of it. And I was like, what's wrong with his face? I mean, because it just like one whole side of his face was down. I
Yeah.
was like, did he have a stroke or what? And he he didn't seem to be all there
No.
as and the video clip wasn't very long, maybe a minute at the most. Um, but and a lot of the pictures you see were screenshots that they pulled off of that video that they've posted. And so then when I saw the actual pictures, I thought, oh wow, it looks worse than I realized.
Yeah.
And then I saw somebody say, well, maybe he had like a Bell's palsy or something. And I thought, oh,
Yeah.
that could also, there's a lot of that neurological stuff
People.
that will cause that kind of drooping of the face. Uh, Bell's palsy being one of them. I had a cousin who had that. And it took like a year before her
Oh,
face went back to normal. And she was in her early 20s, so she was young So it can happen any time in your
anytime.
life. Yeah.
I I
Um,
also saw a video. It was in the Oval Office, and there was I don't know who gave him. It was a gift, and it was the American flag, and he said, "Oh, this is really nice, something that I can sleep with," and like it was a blanket.
oh wow.
And then the person said, "Mr. President, it's the American flag," and it got very awkward. So something was not functioning.
Yeah,
It
that's
saw,
been happening a lot lately
and it
where
clearly showed like it was, you could tell it was folded, but you could tell it was the American flag, and he thought
right.
it was a blanket.
Yeah.
So that was really bad.
Wow.
Yes, yes.
I didn't see that one, but
It was very awkward because the
yeah.
person said, well, I had to kind of bring him to the right track, and it was bad. It was really bad. So should
Well,
we?
I know he did something with Melania was there the other day and reporters asking him questions and he would just be like, "Huh? What?" And she would lean over and repeat the question directly to him.
Oh, I saw that
And
one.
he would like, "Oh, oh," and then he would give this
Yeah,
like off the wall answer where you're like, what planet are you on? I mean,
yeah.
that that doesn't even correspond to the question you're being asked. Um, there was what was it? What was it about? There was a young reporter who asked him a question about now I can't remember what it was. She asked him a question about something, and he thought she asked about something else, and he gives this long
I read it.
diatribe
Yeah,
answer, and then he finishes up like, does that answer your question? And she was like, okay, but the question I asked you was, and she repeated it again, and somebody else stepped in at that point and started answering her. So
I know.
yeah,
I also
weird.
saw a video where it was a reporter asking about your friend Charlie Kirk and how you dealing with the grief. And his answer was, "Will you see the truck that's coming? This is to build the banquet room in the White House, and it hasn't been done for 150 years." That was the answer to the grief question.
Yeah, yeah.
I
It
mean,
may have been the same part of the interview I saw, but no, it didn't have anything to do with, I think the one I saw was before the Kirk incident.
mm,
And because Melania was with him, which is also very rare that you see
very
her
rare.
sitting next to him.
And whispering I saw that one with the whispering
Yeah,
the answer.
where she's sitting and leaning over and repeating the question for him, um, kind of in a more simplistic way, I guess, so he could grasp what was being asked. And even then, the answers he was giving was like, how does that go together?
Yes.
I don't understand.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah, his cognitive decline is
Time is
really,
way
really
out of
getting
control.
bad. I mean, as most of y'all know, my mom had dementia, and we dealt with that for 10 years. And it was like for the longest time, it was just like little downhill slips. And then the closer she got to the last few years she was alive, it would get like major dives off the cliff. Today she could do this, and then the next day she'd get up and vroom, half of the things she could do was gone. She couldn't do it anymore. And so it was really kind of scary, because she just didn't know. I look at him and I see what my mom went through.
The pattern. Should we
Yeah,
pull some cards into how is his health doing at the moment?
yeah, yeah,
What can
very
the
much so.
spirit, what can you tell about Trump's health? can you tell about Trump's health?
Some very interesting
Mm.
cards here.
Oh my God.
Cards in a flippy mood today, man. They're jumping all over the place. It's like, okay, yeah, chill out a minute. Let's
Oh,
okay, that's kind of weird.
yes.
The
Lots
first thing I got was disappointing outcome. So those that are closest to him, those that realize what's really going on, um, it's very uh they're very thrown by his demeanor now, and it's like, and when he does seem to be able to string two sentences together, it's all this war talk. We gotta hunt these, hunt down the liberals and kill all
of
the liberals and
yes.
stuff. It's like, dude, where are you coming from? Um, but then I got uprooted, taken out. And it looks like a young kid there because I see Vance standing behind him with
Oh,
this look on his face like, yeah, it's almost my turn. And
yep.
the clarifier for that was the Three of Cups reversed. And so uh isolation, they're starting to keep him really isolated. He's not out and about as much as he was. And they're trying to keep him very corralled in set areas if he's going to talk to people, because he opens his mouth and starts talking and nobody knows what's going to come out, because it can be really um and then I drew the Seven of Swords. So we're looking at a lot of deception, a lot of dishonesty. That's his middle name. I mean,
Yes.
what else can you go with that? And then I got facade of goodwill. So I feel like with the events coming up this week with him and his schedule, um, I'm seriously concerned if he's going to be able to function normally on any of these events.
And
Um,
trip. Yes.
and then I got trusted advisor. So again, he seems to be carting Melania around with him as backup because according to people who have been close to them in the past have said that a lot of people looked at Melania in the beginning as a victim, and they were like, yeah, no,
Yeah.
not
No.
even. She's very much in charge and aware of what's going on, and he pretty much what Melania says he does. So, and then I ended it with Ace of Pentacles. So we could be looking at uh some new ventures coming out of this.
Hmm.
Maybe some property ventures or something for him, something to do with another way for him to stash more money in his pocket. That seems to be his favorite pastime. So, uh,
Very
what did
interesting.
you get?
First card, I was really shocked, the Six of Sword, which to me talks about a trip, and I think it connects with what we were talking about this trip to the UK. The Six of
Yeah.
Sword is also movement. It also always reminds me of blood flow, blood, because it
Hmm.
has that flow energy. But I think it really relates more to the trip. The Six of Sword followed by the world. So clearly this is the UK. Clearly this is the UK trip.
Yeah.
Um, the next two cards, the Nine of Swords. Something's really going
Yeah.
wrong here, um, followed by death.
Oh, wow.
So,
Okay.
I mean, we're not, I believe it's not death, but there's
I've been hearing people ask, is he even well enough to travel that
oh,
distance?
and it ties back to the trip. So, is he even, I mean, according to these cards, let's just say you and I would do a reading for someone and say, do you think my uncle, father can go do this trip? Obviously, we would say no.
No, yeah.
Cards would be a clear no. I pulled the playing cards, Ace of Spade. It's like a tower card.
Uh,
So there's something like clearly is not able to do this trip based on what his health is, but I believe he will.
yeah,
I
yeah,
believe
yeah.
he will. But there's something really wrong with his health during this trip. We might have to ask the next question is he able, is he going to be able to hold the trip physically during,
Yeah.
will he able, how we will do the trip physically and mentally? How Trump will be able to do the
Yeah.
trip?
And if King Charles is even able to meet with him, I mean, I've been hearing rumors that William is going to step in.
So we'll look into that. Yeah.
So that could be the offshoot question after this one
Yeah.
is,
Will Trump be able to do the
do
UK
this
trip?
trip.
And
Yeah.
how will he do? Will Trump be able? It's only 2 days.
I'm sorry, what was that?
Well, it's only 2 days, this trip. It's not like a
Okay.
whole week. Trump health during the trip.
Okay. Well, I just threw three reversals in a row. I know. Hello. Okay. Uh, see.
Well, I can get started this time and then you,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Um, the first card was the Emperor, and to me that was King Charles. Is actually a
I got the
confirmation that
Empress.
there is a visit to King Charles. What is interesting is the three following cards. The Three of Swords almost like gives me like something's wrong with his heart.
Oh, yeah.
And then both the Sun and the Moon.
Night and day.
It's almost like to me the way that I interpreted it, something hidden in the background going on with his heart. But
Yeah.
then it's either with the Sun, they they patch it up so no one can see, or it becomes very apparent, like
The
it's
difference of
putting
night
a
and day.
light.
Yeah.
Something seems to be going on with this trip.
Well, the first thing I pulled was the Hangman reverse. And that's talking about uh stalling, needless sacrifice. Um,
Can't, I'm getting
from
from this energy, can't walk,
yeah,
has
yeah, it's like
problem
he
walking.
can't. You pulled the Emperor. I pulled the Empress, but I pulled her reversed. And so that's dependence on others is one of the things for a reversal for the
Yes.
Empress is dependent on others.
Others.
And he's very dependent on other people right now to kind of
Function.
point him in the right direction, which way to go. He's got Melania glued to his side, which is really weird, whispering all the questions and or answers into his ears as he gets peppered with questions that he doesn't seem to understand what's being asked. Um, and so that, I mean, could this be Melania the Empress, who is right there by his side, um, and he's very dependent on her, and she's a very, I mean, we think he's greedy. She gives a new meaning to the word. She's
Yes.
very selfish and very, everything is money oriented with her, all going all the way back to the beginning. Um, she
Yes.
doesn't do anything if it's not rewritten into her contract to do. From what whistleblowers have said, if she's supposed to turn up an event or speak at an event or entertain visitors coming in, it's a negotiation of the contract, more money to do that service.
Yes. Not included, not included.
Right, right,
Yeah.
right. Um, and then I got the Nine of Pentacles reversed. I drew three reversals in a row. Um, and that's talking about uh living beyond their means. Well, that's Trump through and through.
Yes.
He lives like he's got a bottomless pit of money, but every move he makes is another grift to make more money because he doesn't have enough money because he spends it so fast. Um, it's also Nine of Pentacles reversed. It says here, obsessed with work and your self-worth. Well, the only thing he obsesses about his work is that it keeps him out of prison,
And it
so
gives
he
you money.
thinks,
Yeah.
and it gives him money. And then I pulled public life burnout.
Oh,
So I think, I feel like what this one is saying is we're getting to the point, it's not him that's burned out the public life. It's the public life is
it's
burned out
burning.
with him. They're tired of it. Um, and then the last card I drew was lacking control. And that's him. He has no control. He has no control on what comes out of his mouth. Um, yeah, that's it's like really weird.
I pulled two more cards. This one from the Lenormand. The first card was the dog, which is a doctor. And then the sun again. Again, the sun. So
That's light coming out. That's something's coming to light.
something is coming to light with a health, I would say a health episode or a doctor's intervention. But remember, the moon was trying to hide all this.
Yeah.
It's almost
Yeah,
like they
that's what I was saying from darkness to light, from day to night. It's a difference of night and day.
yes.
Everything's been in the night under the moonlight where you kind of see it, but not really. And then it's like somebody just flipped all the switches on and now you got the sunlight on it.
Especially
Everything's coming out.
yes, remember we have all these like moon eclipses and all that, and the solar
Yeah.
eclipse. We're in the middle of those two eclipses.
Yeah, yeah, because we just had the
The
full
star,
moon and the
yes,
lunar eclipse,
eclipse,
and we got the
solar
solar
eclipse
eclipse coming up. Is it this week or is it next week?
next week. I felt, but
Next week. I think it's next week.
it's like in this is the in between, and there may be. I mean, to get the sun and the moon, something is going on with him. I felt like this is a very bad time for him to go.
Yeah.
Um,
It feels very desperate
or it
because we know
has,
how he feels about monarchies and
yeah.
dictatorships, and he's very much into that image of being the king, being the dictator, being everybody falls to their knees when you walk into the room. And this is whatever happens is because I say so.
Yes. And I kept getting deaf here on so something,
Oh,
it's like a
wow.
transformation. Something seems to be going on. Okay. We wanted to look at Charles' health, King Charles' health.
Yeah. Mm.
Oh, King Charles' health.
Well, I don't like this. The first thing I got was a Two of Swords reversed. We're talking confusion, indecision, stalemate, information overloads. I think Charles has spent his entire life waiting to get on the throne, just waiting for Mama to either give it up or pass on so he could take the throne. And then the minute he got the throne, he gets cancer
Yep.
and he gets sick and he's estranged from his youngest son. He can't see his grandchildren from his younger son. Uh, it just feels like there's a lot of with the swords. I always think of the swords as a double-edged sword. It cuts going in and coming out because it's sharp on both sides. And so it feels like he's doing this because it's expected of him because it was already set up. I think it wouldn't have mattered who was the president as far as this kind of meeting. I think that's just it almost feels like it's a standard thing. It's preset. No matter who would be in office, they would be going
Yes.
to see King Charles. Um, and then I got the Eight of Pentacles reversed. Again, another damn reversal. And it talks about no passion, uninspired, misdirected, no motivation. I mean, the only thing I can think of that Charles is really passionate about is his environmental stuff.
Climate change. Yep.
He's really big time into that. He's made a lot of changes across the world pushing this.
Yes.
And the current occupant has no desire and doesn't care about the environment.
No. It
You
costs
know,
him
it's
money. That's how he sees it. It
yeah.
costs me.
And then the last card I got was the Three of Wands, again reversed. This is like weird. Um, Delays, frustration, obstacles. I feel like the impression that they're giving me right now, what they're pushing me is that this is something that was already set.
Yeah.
He can't get out of it. It's 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 designed to strengthen our two countries to stay as close allies because even though we broke away from England to become our own country, England is still now like our closest ally, or it has been. That's fast disappearing with all of our other allies as well. He's completely tearing down all of those things. Um, and I feel like with Charles, he's very frustrated. He it's like he's frustrated and he's angry and he's upset and he's waited his whole life for this and he can't even begin to start to reign because of the cancer.
Yes.
It's like waiting, 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 waiting to step into that crown. I'm the king now. And he no sooner gets that crown when he gets the rug pulled out from under his feet. And of course, there's William waiting to step in because that's the line of succession. And I've heard William say over the years that he didn't look forward to that day because that would mean that his dad was gone. But that's not necessarily the option now. If Charles's health continues to go
Fine.
downstream at the level that it's going, he very well may abdicate, may step aside. I mean, he may not have a choice health wise, um, so that William can step in and he's there to kind of help guide him in those beginning
Steps.
months
Yeah.
of. it just, I feel this just profound sense of like almost a self-pity, but not quite. It's like, why? You made me wait this long to get
Oh,
this, and now I have it, and you're gonna take it away from me. Um,
yeah,
and I don't know how strong his relationship really is with Camilla. That her name Camilla.
made up.
Um, I keep getting visions of her trying to, this is gonna sound so ugly, and I hate to say it. I keep getting strong impressions of her like snatching little things that she can so that she'll have them, they'll be hers
Hmm.
before William and Catherine step in. She did that with one of the tiaras, one of the ones that the Queen Mother wore, that Elizabeth wore. Um, and when she went to, I guess, check it out of the vault or whatever, however they do that, to wear it, she was told no, Catherine was the only one that could wear it next. And so, and wear it she did, like the next state event they did, Catherine was wearing that tiara. So, um, I don't know where that ruling came from. I don't know if that was William saying, that belongs to my wife. She's the next queen. Or if it was something already in the works that because she's still kind of seen as a usurper,
Yeah.
um, that they're closing avenues off for her
Yep, yep.
because, because let me mute.
Yeah,
Oh,
we can
okay.
continue.
Okay.
Just to
They're
say,
still barking, but I'm trying to keep them um I keep I keep and I'm not real up on English propriety of how the monarchy works. I mean, I know, I guess, basically what most of us know is a king and a queen and princes and princesses.
yep.
What that means, I don't know, but there you go. But I keep getting like there's a wall being built between privileges of the king and the queen that they're preventing Camilla from being able to enjoy.
Hmm. And
And I
she's
don't know
like
if
an
that's because of
outsider.
Diana
Hmm.
and the fact that she was the reason why Diana and Charles got divorced, or if there are other reasons for it.
Hmm. When I look into his own energy, particularly his health, the Eight of Swords, you see that he feels very limited. It's almost an energy that tells me what I can't do, what I want to do. I'm limited. It's constrained. The Nine of Wands is a card of healing. And so clearly, the health issues are very important still for him. The Knight of Pentacles, I didn't look at it as uh, money, but also because this is the slowest horse. This is the slowest card in the deck. In other words, he is slow. And what I'm getting from these cards is Charles will do what he needs to do, but I feel like he's not feeling well. He is also feeling limited. Trump is not well. It almost gives me a sense that there's an agreement that the press conference will be very short, the public
Yeah,
appearances will be very short, lots of photo ops that are going to be set up and then it's done. I feel like we're going to see very few actual videos
live events
live. It is going to be all very controlled.
for
Um,
both of their
for
sakes.
both of their sakes, there's an agreement, I'm told, that they have worked on. maybe this is also why we're gonna look into that. Melania is there to be with Catherine, the Girl Scouts or the
Yeah.
Scouts event, and that could deflect or distract from the those two men
Yeah. Get all the cameras pointing
cameras
at the
and
women
yes.
and
And
yeah,
so
that
I
makes
asked
sense.
this question, how will they use the ladies event? Will this be used as a
And
deflect?
why is it Catherine and not Camilla if Camilla is currently the queen consort or whatever it is they call them?
Exactly. Why? So let's
That,
just start there. That's a great question, Shai. Why is Camilla not doing the scouts or any events? What's going on with Camilla where she's not evolved?
yeah,
First
yeah,
card, I can
why?
pretty make this up, the Queen of Wands. Okay. So what's going on with her? Oh, Wheel of Fortune. So something there's a change of plan here. What is going on with Camilla? And then the Empress. And I got the Nine of Wands. I feel like she might be needed. I have the Lovers here. She might be needed to help Charles.
Yeah,
She might be
yeah,
needed
yeah.
to help Charles. Why Catherine?
Especially since Charles seems to
Yes,
greatly favor Catherine,
yes,
even over Camilla, with some of the
yes,
recent things he's done in the past year that I've caught little headlines
yes,
on, like special, uh, like awards or
yes.
badges or honors that are being bestowed upon Catherine that normally wouldn't go to the wife of the king or of the future king. It's like, but it's I've always felt like Charles just really, really liked Catherine.
Oh,
Like they
clear
have a very different
bond, a bond.
relationship.
Yes.
Yeah. Just like William is real close to her parents
Mm-hmm.
because they represent the kind of solid family life that
Foundation.
he didn't have growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
So what did you get?
okay.
Yeah. So that was on the question of
Why
um
Camilla? No.
Camila. Yeah.
Why Camilla wasn't there? Why
Yes.
Catherine instead of Camilla, or
Camila.
yeah,
Yes.
however you want. Yeah. Um, the first thing I got was the Ten of Swords. I feel like Camilla feels like she's getting stabbed in the back. They cut her out of this, whatever this event is with Melania. I think I don't know if it's a direct slap to her or if Charles said, no, I need you to stay with me for the dinner in order to let Catherine step in and start doing some of those things that
Yes.
the future queen would do. And then I got the Eight of Wands. And so, that's new changes, quick changes, things happening, kind of like rash decisions almost, like
Yes.
spur of the moment. We're going to let Catherine go do that because her thing is the children. She's real big on childhood
Correct.
development and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, and something, sorry to interrupt. Melania with the letter to put Putin with the children, she's
Yeah.
also having a children's agenda. So Melania and Catherine wants to show
Push that
children the
image.
scouts or Girl Scouts or
Yeah. That's a good point. I never even thought of that. So yeah, that would mean the reason why not Camilla, was because Catherine's always been a strong proponent for childhood development and emotional development and whatnot. And Camilla was like, I mean, she never came across as not like someone who didn't like kids, but because I know the grandchildren like her, uh,
But
George
she
and
never presented herself as a child.
child
Okay.
advocate. Yeah, yeah. Um, and then I got the Seven of Pentacles. And I think that's just showing everything I read about Catherine, what little bit I pick up here and there, is she's like a workhorse. Like they
Yeah.
literally have to tell her, you need to go take a vacation before you have a relapse. And I keep getting the strong impression that that's the one thing that worries William more than anything else is that she's going to keep pushing herself
Too
to be
much,
out there and
possibly.
do at the risk of her health.
Yeah.
And I think her health scare scared him more
Hmm.
because they have a really solid relationship from everything I've been able to
Yes.
gather. They are very much a unit, very together on their decisions. Um, which is a good thing. I'm glad he found someone like that. Um, because Lord no, he didn't have that modeled for him growing up at all. So, I think that's why he's so close to her parents because
It's a
they
model.
represented that model of family that he always wanted and never had. Um, so then I got deal made. So this again, this is some kind of deal making going on here. This is, well, Melania is trying to maybe revamp her image as being an advocate for children. And it started out with this letter to
Beauty.
Putin. Um, and Catherine's a big proponent of childhood development and health and all that stuff. So that seems to me like that would be the deal made. We're gonna do this, put Catherine with Melania and I mean, are they gonna do it as a compare how Catherine approaches children and how Melania has approached
Approach.
children? That could be a really sticky situation. Um, I got trusted advisor again. So
Oh,
this feels very much like these are decisions being made outside of their decision making because I ended with failed negotiation. So whatever negotiation Trump was trying to get with Charles, I feel like did not go through the way he thought it was going to go through. And
well,
because I know
everything.
from what I've read, Charles could be very stubborn.
Oh, yes.
Uh,
Um, the energy I get from your read is that this whole thing feels extremely scripted.
yes,
Like it's
yes,
not
yes,
like a
yes.
minute by minute
Yeah,
a
it feels like
limit.
yeah, it feels like every minute is blocked out of this visit. There's not going to be no off chances of just wandering up to the microphones and start talking because, Trump likes to do that.
Yeah.
And so they're not going to want that because there's a lot of people in England, from what I understand, who can't stand Trump.
Well, and a
So,
lot of protests. That's maybe one of the last questions is how big will be the protests?
oh, good. That's a good one.
I
Mm.
feel he has their protests, from what I've read from the BBC, against Trump because of climate change, because of Israel and Gaza, because of Epstein even.
Well, yeah, because
Oh,
Prince Andrew
yes,
was it Andrew? Yeah.
but something
Who
that just,
settled with
yes.
one of the young women
Did
who was
you
a
know?
child at the time.
Did you know that the US ambassador to the UK was fired, sent back?
No, I did
Yes, this
not.
is, yes. So that's like a big headache. This happened like in the last few days. Yes, the UK fired, let me read the exact words. I have it on my phone. UK, US, and
Oh,
again, this was one of those news that I didn't see in the US mainstream news.
oh, I haven't heard anything about that, and I haven't read the BBC in about a week. Um, and normally I try to touch up with it once a week or so just
Okay,
to get a different perspective. But
UK fires ambassador to the US, Peter Mandelson, over the Epstein files and Epstein links. Yes, this is a big deal.
oh yeah, that's a big deal.
This is a big deal. So he's coming in when the US ambassador in the UK has been fired by the UK because of Epstein connections. I mean, how big is this?
Yeah.
It's on the BBC and it says exactly that.
Oh, I'm gonna have to read up on that.
Being US
That's
ambassador, yes,
intriguing.
after sacked over Epstein emails. And these are,
Strategic move. That's what just jumped out of the deck when I was shuffling.
and they're saying this is the third time he was fired.
The same guy?
Peter Mandelson has been sacked as the UK's ambassador to the US. Oh, it's the UK's ambassador to the US. Now that makes sense. So it's the UK person in the US that was fired because of his connection with Epstein.
He was fired by British government.
UK, yes. Now that makes
Okay, so the British Parliament fired him.
yes. And I'm continuing to read here. This is very interesting. The trigger, the Foreign Office says, was a cache of emails revealing additional information that it says shows his relationship with Epstein.
Oh my my.
So the UK fired this guy who was the UK's ambassador in the US. And there were emails proving. So that's like a big deal. And they said this is the third sacking of his long career, Peter Mandelson. So now let's think about it for a minute. So the UK had this ambassador in the US. They found out that he was connected to Epstein. They fired him last week. And now this week, Trump's coming to the UK. That was planned a long time ago, but it's creating definitely.
It's kind of making my cards make sense now.
So what's happening there? Is it actually reaching Trump?
Well, and we already know that anything to do with Epstein, Trump freaks out about.
Exactly.
I mean, one of the big rumors going on right now is that the reason why Mr. Kirk was taken out was because he was still loudly protesting release the Epstein files. And Trump was very upset about it.
So this trip has an Epstein connection.
Mm.
They're gonna have to discuss this situation with the ambassador connected. That I mean, okay, what will be the outcome? Okay, let me ask this question. Is is there any what should Trump, Is there what's gonna happen to Trump in connection with this ambassador connection with Epstein? Is there something Trump needs to be worried about?
Say that again?
Is there anything that Trump needs to be worried about in relation to
To
this
the Epstein
ambassador?
files.
Yes.
Oh, oh, my, my.
There's something weird.
All right. Mourning a loss. That's the first card I
Mhm.
got. So this ambassador who is mourning a loss. He's been taken out of his job because of past actions and or affiliations. And in order for the British Parliament to up and fire him, that means they would have had more information than just a rumor floating around.
Emails.
And then I got difficult decision.
Yes.
So it was a difficult decision of the Parliament saying, do we let him kind of stay there and see what more we find out, or do we boot his butt out right now?
Yep.
And I think they chose boot him out right now because of the fact that they don't want to appear to support anything with Epstein in any way, shape, or
Yes.
form. Hence why Andrew was forced to make that huge settlement with that one young lady and then basically got almost disinherited from his mother and the rest of the British. I mean, it's like he still shows up for events and stuff, but they kicked him out of his house he had. He's having to pay his own money to recover certain things. I remember reading that a while back
Yes.
and thinking, damn, they really came down hard on him. And now this would be the parliament saying, we shut the prince down over this crap. We'll shut you down too, in whatever way that that's connected. Because then I drew power shift. So we're looking at a power shift here where the parliament stepping in and saying, no, this is not how things
Yep.
go. And then I got social media. They're going to make damn sure that whatever it is, they're going to make sure that this gets out, spun the way they want it to be spun. And I'm talking about the parliament.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
They're going to make sure that this information, because they could be quite good at getting out that information when it's necessary. And then the rest of the time, standing around with their fingers in their ears going, no, 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 I don't hear anything. We get the same thing from our politicians. And then I got two cards just out of the blue, which seriously makes me think, is this something we need to start preparing for? I got pandemic health
Oh my
crisis,
God.
followed by mosquito airborne. These two jumped out as I was shuffling at the end there. I'm like, this isn't even the topic we're on. Why are
No,
you
but
giving me these cards? Because this is coming.
yeah,
That scares me.
that worries me too, because I feel something is coming, and we've been talking about these for a
We
while.
have been, yeah. Quite a few of the readers have been feeling
Yes. Yeah.
another
Pandemic
pandemic
like,
and or endemic coming.
yeah.
Oh, that scares me.
There's something very interesting kind of going back. The trip was scheduled obviously a long time ago,
Yeah,
but the timing of firing the ambassador, they could have done that after, they could have done that a month later. They decided to do it the week before.
yeah.
Isn't that strange?
Power
Isn't that
shift.
strange? Yes.
That's that's making a statement to somebody somewhere in that line
Yes.
of defense and corruption of saying, no, we got the ball and this is what we're doing. That feels like a definitive power shift from British Parliament
Yes.
saying, I don't care if you're a prince or not. I don't care if you're the king or not. We said no go and you're out.
I felt like Trump could feel scared that this person was removed because that means emails have been found.
Yeah.
They said it actually in the
There's
BBC.
information that's tying him to all of this. And anything and everything that ties him to anything
Anything
having to do with
goes.
Epstein, he's been freaking out. I mean, he's been bending over backwards for the last 2 months with one thing after another trying to get the topic off of Epstein
Whether
to
it's,
no success, with no success.
I mean,
Everybody talks about what just happened, and 2 minutes later, they're right back to Epstein.
the judgment is the card that I pulled, is news will continue to come. I feel like there's
Mm,
something with Trump's visit, the ambassador, Epstein, the files. Something doesn't smell right, and this that's also probably because
yeah.
of health issues. Everything is so scripted.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
feel
yeah,
like he's
yeah.
going, it's 2 days, Tuesday to Thursday. He's going and leaving. Basically doesn't want to be there. Doesn't want to be there.
And like I said, I've gotten the strong impression that Charles doesn't want him there.
So no
Charles doesn't
one,
like
yes,
him. He didn't like the fact that he was so disrespectful to Queen Elizabeth when he went and visited her his last term. And he was very disrespectful, walked in front of her while she was presenting her guards for him and whatnot. And he like practically pushed her out of the way and to walk in front of her. And it's like, yeah, dude, you don't do that. That's the queen. She's in charge. You walk behind her. But in his eyes, this is a woman.
exactly.
What does he care? And there were upset people in England, people that aren't normally protectionist of the crown,
But
people that are
he,
like, we need to get rid of it, who were furious because of that.
the
I
respect,
remember reading those articles. People were fit to be tied because he stepped in front of their queen and proceeded to march his way down the road like he was head honcho.
but yet he's so upset with Zelensky not being in tie and suit in the Oval Office.
Right.
But yet himself doesn't have respect for the countries.
Oh yeah, he doesn't have respect for anybody. Not even Putin and Xi in China. He doesn't respect them. He wants to be in their club.
Is so upset with Xi right now. The whole meeting that happened, Xi, India, Putin is so
Yeah,
upset that
that
this happened.
really upset him
They're really upset in this meeting.
because he wasn't invited to the party. And they
No.
were like, "Yeah, you'd stay home."
Wow. Well, on that note, Sherry, I think we're gonna close up. I am curious, and we are curious to for you to comment on. Do you think he's capable of health-wise to go to the UK? Do you think? What do you
I
think?
I heard no when you
Yes.
said that just now. I heard no.
No. Is there a connection with
What if
Epstein?
something
What's gonna
happens to
happen?
him?
Wow.
What if something happens to him on this trip?
Well, a stroke-like event. I saw the doctor being, I'm sure there's a traveling nurse, but there's also going to be doctors.
Yeah, they've changed the whole structure of the medical field office there in the White House,
I didn't know
where
that.
they have more specialists, different people that are more, I mean, it's like there's always been a contingent of a doctor or two and nurses that keep like a emergency field office in the White House. So if anything happens to the president, they're right there. They can take care of it. They don't have to wait for an ambulance to get across town. They're already there.
Yes.
And I remember reading something his last election, the last time he was in office, that I read an article, something about the medical office in the White House had been drastically changed with different types of specialists that were there. Of course, that was when Dr. Pillpusher was there, Ronnie
Yeah.
Jackson, I think his name was. So,
Yeah. I'm not surprised
yeah,
with this situation.
that just hit me that what if something happens?
Yeah.
What if instead of pushing him out the window, somebody goes to the plane? My mind's going in terrible places. I'm sorry. Is that wishful thinking or is that a premonition? I don't know. For entertainment purposes
Purposes
only,
only.
YouTube. Yeah, I'm just speculating. I'm not, I don't know nothing. I'm just a card reader. Um,
Sherry, thank you
but
for being here. Thank you
you're
for the
welcome.
deep dive. We went really deep on this UK trip, like more than we
We
thought.
did. It's been a
Uh,
while since
I
I've
know.
looked at UK. Um, and ever since last summer when I started seeing William getting coronated, but Charles wasn't dead, I was like, how does that work? And I mean, I had to literally go look it up and say, well, how can they do that? But
It
yeah, they
can.
can do that.
Uh,
Um,
and we're not gonna have to wait very long, Tuesday to Thursday, to see
yeah,
what actually happen.
that's
Yeah.
I'll be watching the news for that.
Oh, me too.
I'll be watching BBC. If y'all want to know the news, watch BBC if you want to know
Really?
what's going on over there, because our news people don't cover it. You know, it's we don't cover news items anymore.
Sherry, thank you.
You're
Um,
welcome. Thank you. I love
and
doing this with you.
likewise, and I'll be on your channel in 2 weeks.
On the, I don't know, I gotta move my cards to see what the date
20.
is. It's on the 27th.
Yep.
On the 27th. It'll be our date with Nate. It'll be a live
Yes.
stream.
All
So we
right.
have fun.
Thank you, everyone, for
And maybe
watching.
by then we'll have more to read on about what happened in
Yes.
England.
Bye, everyone.
It's a
Thank you
bunch of
for
stuff that
watching.
happened. Bye, y'all.
Bye.